All right, guys, welcome back to AWMFX. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, no matter where you are. So recently, some of my videos, a lot of you complain that my voice is quite soft. So I'm trying to speak louder today. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. All right. So let me see whether yeah, recording. All right. So what's the topic of today? Every time you heard about, I said about I got winning trade, winning trade, winning trade. So today I hit a stop loss. Right? I hit a stop loss. So uh, let me see. So this is my entry, and then I hit a stop loss. You can see the price is going up. So today's lesson, there are two main points I want to speak today. The first one is that now I've been stopped out. So what should I do? All right, what's the next action should I do? Right, should I be revenging? Should I direct put a buy, or should I directly put a sell? No, this is not how I trade. All right, this is not how I trade. What I'll do is that I'll monitor. All right, if you can see that this is a high, right? If the price break this high, if possible, let me get this line out because this setup is already not valid. All right, so if it cross, I mean the price go further higher than this one, this few point, it's even better. All right, meaning that the price is going uptrend. So what I'll do is that I'll wait for it to retrace. All right, retrace, find a nice supply area, demand area, and then keep on buying until it reach this zone. All right, this zone. Why do I say this zone? This is actually quite dangerous zone. This is a weekly supply. It may not be very fresh, but it might react. All right, can you see that? Fresh, not very fresh. Weekly supply zone. So this is how I will approach this kind of trade. Then, if let's assume, if it does not break, all right, it does not break this high, but it retraces a lot. I mean, should I say it drops a lot? All right, it drops a lot. So what I'll do is that if it drops a lot, then I'll be looking at if it breaks this low, right? This low over here, right? If it breaks this low, because at this moment there's no structure, there is just a point going all the way up. So there's nothing much. If the price came down and break this low, all right, so what I'll do is that I'll wait for the price to go back up, retrace, and sell all the way down to this area, or maybe further down to this area. All right, this is how you're gonna approach a trade. Loss, let it be, because if you lose, let's see, there's only a few. What's the pips? Sorry about that. 20 over pips, 20 pips. All right, so 20 pips stop loss, let it be, because this is gold. The what should I say? The range is quite big. All right, but if you get caught any one of the movement, you have 100, 200 pips. All right, easily. So it's okay. Don't cry over spilled milk. So let it be. Okay. All right. So this is the first lesson. What you should be doing if you lost a trade. So second thing I want to address is that actually it is actually my mistake over here. But anyway, learn from mistake. I always learn from a mistake, because this is actually one of the forbidden QM. Right, it's one of the forbidden QM. What do I mean? What do I mean? Okay, before I come back to here, let me show you. I did some marking. Right, so this is one of the forbidden QM. Let's see. Yeah. All right, what do I mean by the forbidden QM? So QML, as we know QML, the price is making a low high, low high. All right, this is higher high, low, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then the price spike up, and then suddenly there is a big drop. All right, there is a big drop. So this is what we understand of a QML's level or QML setup. The orange line over here is the QML level. Okay, right. But the problem here is that one of the forbidden setup of QML is that the shoulder, the left shoulder and the head, all right, the left shoulder and the head is very far apart. All right, this was my mistake, right, in the goal setup just now. It should not be very far apart, right? If it is too far apart, it will fail. So example over here, another example over here. All right, sorry, a bit messy. Right. Okay. Example over here is that like this. All right. So this is a QML setup. All right. Can see the price. All right. And then came down and then go back up. All right. And then drops below. So let me switch to H4. Is here. So a lot of you will think that this is a QML setup, and some of you might target the price to come back to this area for a drop. All right, because along the line over here, the left shoulder, there is a supply zone. But the problem with this setup is that, can you see that the width between, or should I say the distance between the left shoulder and the head is very wide. Exactly like the mistake that I did just now. Right? Exactly like the mistake that I did just now. So if you look at it properly again, it is too far away. Right? It is too far away. And the price already dropped once, go back up and then come back down. So this is actually not very good QML. It does not mean that it does not work, but just that the possibility of it become a failure is very high. So do by all means try to avoid this kind of setup, right? Try to avoid this kind of setup when the shoulder length is too big. All right. So the other one, the forbidden setup is this one. All right. Let me see whether do I get it. I will try to find some. Yep, this is it. So same thing. What we have is that the price is moving low to high, higher low, high high, higher low, high high, higher low, and then higher high. Then suddenly the price drops beyond not one but more. It breaks a lot. It breaks a lot. All right. So why does this setup is a forbidden setup? All right. Okay, the reason is that maybe my drawing is not that good, but with my explanation, you definitely will understand. This is a forbidden setup is because the left shoulder and the head, the distance is too wide, the range. What do I mean by here to here? Right? Don't look at the pips, alright? Just an example. The shoulder to the head is too big, right? It's very awkward. It's very, very awkward. If you look at the QML this way, it's very, very awkward. So example over here is here, like this. So if you can see this QML, it looks very nice, right? It looks very nice. But the problem is that this QML, you may consider this is the left shoulder, all right? It looks very awkward, all right? It is not the natural kind of QML that we want. So what happened was that the price does not react well with this and then keep bulldozing all the way upwards. Can you see it? So this is a kind of another forbidden QML setup that I will avoid totally. All right. Similarly, just now we are looking at CAT JPY. We do have this kind of structure too. All right. Let's look at it. What is it? Just bear with me. Yep. Here. Can you see? This is something that a lot of you consider this is a QML. Alright? And then drop. Oh, good. It not only break one, it break a lot. 2, 3. Right? But this is not a very nice QML. You might get some short trade over here. You might get some short trade. Alright? But this is not a natural type of QML of a reversal. Right? Can you see that it's not very nice. So what are we supposed to be looking at? Right? I'm not sure whether I can find any example for you because I didn't do anything beforehand. All right, you need to find something like this. Yes, QML, everyone knows. Higher high, higher low, higher high, and then higher low, and then higher high again, and then higher low. Then what happens was that price goes back up and then drop. This is the kind of setup that you should be looking at. Of course, I have a reason of why you should be looking at this. All right. So first of all, is because when the price going up, can you see the last few candle, the price tend to be losing its momentum, meaning that for this in this example, we are talking about the seller. All right, the buyer is losing its momentum, and the big bang, the seller took over. Right, but when the seller took over, it left some order. That's the reason why the big bang need to come back and take those orders uh, to go further down. All right, this is all because of a simple theory that we call it a zero sum game. Right, so you have to remember this. And then the other thing is that why it shouldn't be too far apart. All right, it's because if it's too far apart, price, like I told you, price has memory. So when it's too far apart, imagine if it's a day, 4H or day, it will how should I say, it will, the range will goes into maybe weeks or months, right? So a lot of the bankers might abandon this idea, right? Of course, we'll talk about intraday, 1 hour, it might be a few days instead of few hours, the price react and then come back down. I hope you guys get what I mean, right? So you should be looking at the QML that spike up, not a lot, just a little bit, right? The manipulation just a bit and then drop nicely. And of course, if possible, when it drops, you have a base over here, it will be the best. It will be the best. If not the price that looks very messy, look for look for MPL, maximum pain level. All right, so hopefully you guys can catch what I'm trying to deliver today, and hopefully it will help you guys to deal with how to trade QML and how to trade with loss trade. All right, hopefully you can hear me well. That's all for today. That's all for today. Nothing else more. Hope you guys really pick up a few tips or tricks about trading QML. Do pardon me because I'm not speaking English very well, but anyway, I believe I did improve a bit. As long as what I'm trying to say, my my knowledge, or should I say my experience, I already sent out to you guys. You all receive it. All right. Hope you guys get or make a lot of money from the market. Okay. So see you guys then. Bye.